Today, we're going to be designing my dream bookcase in 3D because I've been creating a lot of book assets recently and I just feel like they need a home, you know? So I'm wanting to create a bunch of fun books, maybe some leather ones, maybe some colorful ones too, and maybe some that are like magical ones with gems in them. So yeah, that's the plan. I think we just jump straight into Blender. So here we are in Blender, ready to make some books. And the first one I'm wanting the pages to be like really colorful. So I'm just going in now to try and work out how to actually make the book, and I'm making the little pages there, and then I'm going to use the array modifier to array down the pages so I can change the color of all of them. And they're looking very good, and I also added in a little bevel to them as well. I also played around with how I wanted to curve around the edges of the book cover, but then I ended up just using a bevel on that as well. I brought in some images, and you can do this by just importing images planes. Here I am going in to work out what I'm wanting to do with the book and how I'm wanting it to decorate it. And so I wanted to do like little spots down the spine. And then I also played around with the idea of doing spots on both sides as well, but I didn't like the look of that. And then I put them on the other side and I was like, that looks better. I quite like that. Here I am just going in to texturize all the little pages, and I decided to do it in rainbow. So we've got a red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and yeah, that's the rainbow, and there is what they are looking like. And then I also did some of those beautiful colors on the outside of those circles as well, so you knew, you know, what you were getting into when you open the book. I added in some texture to the book because I don't really like when it's just like really plain, so I wanted it to kind of have like a paper texture to it. Pull back into those images, had a little look and thought I don't really like them, but I moved on to the next one anyway. So here I am making the next one, and this one I'm wanting it to be like a leather book, so I made the pages a little bit bigger, use the array modifier again on them so that we could duplicate them. Also used a bevel on the book itself so that we could round out those edges. This is what the basic of the book is looking like. Then I played around with like how I was going to move everything around, what I wanted it all to look like, and it was looking really strange. So I kind of like canned all the ideas I had, and I decided to instead pull out some of the faces of the spine. I just extruded them out and then added a subdivision modifier to them so that they were rounded. And then I also took some of the faces of the front and back cover and extruded them in just a little bit, and then added some more vertices so that they stood out a little bit more, and it just gave a little bit more dimension to the book and made it look a little bit better. So I really love the texture of it and how it turned out. Then I went in to make the leather texture. I've never made a leather texture before, but here I am just making it in the shaders tab. So I plugged two Voronoi textures in, put in a mixed shader, mixed them together, and as you can see it comes together very quickly. I added in a color ramp so that I could actually see what colors I wanted, added in another noise texture, honestly some more color ramp. It was looking a little crazy for just like leather, but I think it looks good at this point. And then I just played around with the coloring of it, added in a bump as well, and put that mix into the bump, and then added in another color ramp for the roughness. I know that was very fast and might be confusing, but I think it looks good. Really happy with the leather look, and I love it. So I went in to make a couple color variations of this as well. So I wanted a purple one. I think she looks so good. And then I also wanted to make like a little greeny one as well, just because I love having options. This next book that I am making is going to have like a little gem in it. It might be like a magic spell book, and you have to like unlock it to like get into it. So I'm just playing around with how to make it look a little bit different than the other two books that we've already made. So I actually went in and made it a couple of times before I actually liked it. So I'm just making the pages now for the internal part of it and just kind of making it all a little bit more aligned. I'm using the array modifier again for those pages, and then beveling the edges so that they are round. I extruded up the top and bottom faces as well, just to give the book a little bit more depth, and then I'm just extruding down the top face. Here I am going in to make the little locket so you can actually lock the magic book, and I'm just playing around with a normal square and then just extruding it out. I use a cylinder for like the little clasps that are on it, and then arrayed them down as well. Here I am going in to play with where the gem is going to go, and I love the look of it. And then I also fixed those vertices down the bottom because they were looking crazy. Here I am making the little bookmark so you know where you've gone in the book and where you need to get back to. So here I am making the gem, and I'm not going to subdivide this. I want that like really crystallized look to it, so I just kept it like that. Brought in a circle, actually brought it in a second time because I did the wrong dimensions, and then put it in again, and I love it. I love how this looks. And then I added in a bunch of texturing to it. I wanted like a gold metallic look, and I also wanted like a royal blue, and then I made the pages gold as well. I made the bookmark and the gem like the same gemmy color, and it looks so good. And I thought about bringing around the locket all the way, but I thought it looked very strange, so we just left it the way it was. Then I went in to do a couple color variations. This one is a green one with a blue gem, and then I also did a purple one with a greeny blue gem as well, and I love this one. They look so good. Here I am now going to model the bookcase, and I just start out with a square as I always do, and then just start extruding out those vertices, and it instantly starts to look like a bookcase. I love how it's looking, and it's so good. I went in to just make those vertices more aligned, and then added in some more vertices so that I could actually pull them out and add in some more texture, some more dimension to it. Went in and added in the shelves to it and just used the array modifier for them as well. And then went in to add a bevel modifier to the shelves so they weren't so sharp. Went into my asset library, started to texturize everything and then pull in a bunch of assets. So here's my first book, and then I hadn't put these in my asset library yet, so I was having to append them each time, which was a little fiddly, but that's okay. And I had a couple of the assets that were broken, so I had to go back in and fix them. But here are all the little books, and now I'm just going in to make a little easel for one of the books to sit on. This is not my best work, but it does end up looking very, very cute at the end. So here I am just putting the easel on the cabinet and then starting to play around with all the books, how I want them to look, where I want them to sit on this little bookcase, bringing them in, making them look really cluttery. And yeah, I'll just let you watch me put together this bookcase masterpiece. So let me now show you what this is looking like rendered. I love this little bookcase with all of the little books in it. I think my favorite is the ones with the gems in them. I think that's so cute and they look so magical. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to design, but thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will now see you in the next video.